Hey, so today you're joining me on another Disused railway walk, and we're back in Nottinghamshire. It's been a while since I've done one here, so it's good to be back. Plenty of Nottingham ones coming up. I've been planning them and I'm going to be executing them very, very soon. You're finding me in Radcliffe on Trent, and we're looking for the former Cotgrave Colliery branch. So over there, beyond those trees, we've got the Nottingham to Grantham line. Nottingham over there, Grantham that way, and on towards the East Coast main line as well, Peterborough. Over there is Rectory Viaduct, so I'm hoping to get pretty close to that and try and find that before we start our journey down the Cotgrave branch, because that is where the cord came off and headed towards the village of Cotgrave. Now the pit was established in the early 1960s, 1960, 1961, and I believe there was a workforce of around 500 miners as early as 1962. So I'm going to take this footpath over the stile. The beautiful sky this morning as well. It's just after 5 AM in the morning. So say it again, there's the Nottingham to Grantham line behind those trees. Now there was a cord that went straight onto the Cotgrave line. That's towards where those pylons are. You can see in the distance it curved that way, so it was effectively like a big triangle. Good morning you too. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful sky, look at that. Yeah, so let's plod on. I'm going to see how close I can get to the viaduct. I'm not sure if I can, because the trackbed that you can walk on doesn't go over the viaduct, which is a shame, but it makes sense because it's just going to lead you straight onto the main line. Come on, let's go. There's a bridge over the abandoned cord. The abandoned cord that come off the Grantham Nottingham line onto the Cotgrave line. And it's still got relatively recent fencing on it, look, so they're keeping you off it, because of course that's going to take you onto the main line that way. I'm not sure what's at the other end. We might find out. And if we come a little way further up here, look, you can see both viaducts either side of you, look, the active brick-built viaduct on the right and the abandoned viaduct on the left. So this is Home Lane, what I'm on now, and I'm coming up to an overbridge where both curves off the junction have now met over there. So where we stood previously, on where the other overbridge was, that has now met the line that comes from Rectory Junction, and that was the one that stayed in use the longest. So, looking up here, this is where we'll join the trackbed just there. That we're going to go up here. I think we'll have a little walk over the top and stand just there. And as you can see again, it's still so early in the morning, it's absolutely beautiful. Come on, let's get up here. So that's our view onto the viaduct to taking us towards Rectory Junction. Just an overgrown mess. Been out of use for nearly 30 years though, hasn't it? So if I just pull the camera through the security fencing, and you can see our track bed back. It's really brambled up, but I might be able to get us on top of the bridge, crossing over Holm Lane. It's a bit, there we go, it's clearing up nicely, look. So, there's the bridge number there, look. So I'm going to assume that stands for Cotgrave Bridge number 1. Not sure what the 2 means. Is it the number for the wall and the abutment? So there's the view back towards Radcliffe on Trent, look. That's where we just come from. Sunrise in the distance, the viaduct over there, and then we've got the other side of the bridge. There we go, looking towards Nottingham in the far distance. And the River Trent is also beyond that line of trees, just over there. Let's get a little view of what a track bed looks like through the gap in the fence. There we go, look at that. Right, I'm going to get myself back down. Back down there, look. Ooh, that's pretty high up, isn't it? And up the path and follow it down there. Let's go. So we're probably about half of its 8,300 population still fast asleep. We're going to leave Radcliffe on Trent behind. So the next point of interest down here is the bridge that crosses over the A52 road, heading towards Nottingham that way, Grantham that way, and a very noisy bird up there somewhere. Plenty of ballast still present, look, on both sides. Here's a noisy fella. In there somewhere. Yes, say plenty of ballast on both sides. Look, as you can see, it was a single track. Beautiful skies all around. Plenty of fields down there. We've got to say the River Trent is over there beyond those trees, and you've probably just seen that from some beautiful footage of a train going over the viaduct. And that was a Nottingham to Skegness service that I believe left Nottingham at 5:54 this morning. You have to wonder if at this point that the track was actually double width. I mean, it certainly looks wide enough for double, but I'm sure it was single track all the way down, apart from passing points maybe, which would have been at the colliery end at Cotgrave. So looking back towards Rectory Junction and the viaduct, you can see we're taking a bit of a curve. I'll swing you around, and we're coming up to the A52 road bridge, so you know exactly where we are. On the left, just through there, that'll take you off towards Bingham, and that's the RSPCA centre just there, that building in the foreground. So I'm going to get you to the bridge and show you that. So this is our bridge over the A52, and you can clearly see that it was indeed a single track width. Very, very narrow. Still got the original steel fencing on the sides, look, beyond the safety fence, and it's been put up for the pedestrians. So that's the view back towards Bingham, and that's what it looks like towards Nottingham. So I'm going to get away from this noise and get back into the peace and quiet, where I believe we've got another bridge coming up before entering where we'd have been at the former Cotgrave Colliery, which is now a country park. It's a huge field full of solar panels, sheep and goats down there. That's the view back, look. We're finally coming off that long curve which began just before the A52. The next bridge we've got to cross is Stragglethorpe Lane. And Stragglethorpe Lane is the main road from Nottingham off the A52 just over there, off towards the village of Cotgrave itself. So the bridge is probably about a quarter of a mile further down, so I'll see you when I get there. So the bridge over Stragglethorpe Road is just coming into view now. I can see it with its green side walls as the line takes a little curve to the right before straightening up to cross the bridge. Still ballasted, look, down there and down there as well. That's a view backwards. You can see that left turn, look, before it straightens up again with another kink to the left and crossing Stragglethorpe Road. It's quite a busy road at times. So that's looking towards Cotgrave in that direction. There's a camping park or campsite just off to the left. That is the view if I lift you up back to the A52 and on towards Nottingham. Got quite a straight section coming up now. Lots of trees, so probably not really going to be getting a drone out for a little while because there's just no safe way of taking off. So yeah, that's a view back, just crossed over Stragglethorpe Road. Next up, we're going to be heading towards the former site of the colliery and what is now Cotgrave Country Park. So this here, look, this was an old farm crossing. I mean, it still is a farm crossing for the footpath, but you've got to imagine at one time when the rails were here it would have been a gated crossing. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to have a sit down on this bench over here, have a cup of coffee and then carry on into Cotgrave. So I've got the old jet ball brewing me up a nice coffee in my favourite mug. And it's absolutely beautiful here. It's really quiet. I'm away from Stragglethorpe Road quite a bit, so you can barely hear the traffic, only in the far distance, probably off the A52. That's steaming lovely now. So I'm going to enjoy that, and then I'll be back with you on our walk. Right, I've had my brew, now it's time to crack on. We're heading towards the site of the former colliery now, which shut by 1994. So let's press on. It's going to open up a little bit and turn into the country park, but the trackbed will still remain. I'm hoping to find one or two things down here. You never know, do you? I've been here before, so I'm hoping these things are still there. There is a point late on as well where we run alongside the disused and abandoned Grantham Canal, so I'll probably show you a little bit of that as well. So on the approach to the Cotgrave Colliery site, look, so that's our view behind. We're taking a bit of a left turn. You should have just seen that on the drone footage that's just been on a minute or so ago. It's showing the left curve into the former colliery site, and then a long straight towards the village of Cotgrave itself. There's still plenty of ballast to be seen, look. An old, what is it, a signal cable post. So I can only see one of them. I don't know. Some kind of post, anyway. It's not a fence post, is it? It's too short. I'd say that was for cables. Let's push on. So the Grantham Canal, that lies just beyond those trees, about 30 or so feet away. There's a canal lock that's abandoned, though it might be in water, I'm not sure. That's sort of just over there somewhere. And look what we've got here. There we go. Interesting stuff. Rail tracks still down. Still buried, look. It's remarkable that it's still here. Continuing on a little bit, so they're both there, look, two of them. And a little reminder of what once was. Isn't that good? And the rails do indeed continue, look, you can just make them out through there. So we have deviated away from the path now, that goes down there. We are still on the trackbed. I'm unsure if the rails are still present down there. Might be able to... Yes, indeed they are, look. You can just make it out in the centre of shot. And there's the other one covered in a green moss. Ah, look here. Brilliant. Still intact. That's marvellous, isn't it? So leaving the trackbed behind for a moment, I've just popped down here, look. Just want to show you the canal. Let's have a quick look at it, can't we? So this is bridge number 13. And on the canal it is lock number 6, and it is in really good condition, look, and in water as well. So after that brief visit to the Grantham Canal, let's get ourselves back to where the trackbed is and follow it some more. Right, so unsure how far these will go. Still present, you can just make them out in there, and we're still on the unofficial path now. There we go again, look. Now apparently there was always a feeling that there was coal around here, deep below Cotgrave, as early as around about the year 1900. But it took until the 1950s for them to actually find it. And that, as I said at the beginning of the film, is when the colliery was sunk and up and running by the beginning of the 1960s. So the track bed is still to my right, look. Got these beautiful surroundings that have been created from this land. That's where we've come from down there, look. And you can still see where the route of the track bed went. I can see some houses. If you watched a video I did about a week ago, it was a sunset walk from Crockwell Butler to Crockwell Bishop in Nottinghamshire. Just over there, the other side of the houses, I can see that little square building that I was hunting down. I'll put a link up top if you want to see what that was all about. You've probably already seen it. So yeah, the Cotgrave Waterworks is just over there. So it's quite ironic, I've ended up pretty much at the same location as I did a week ago. So, actually, we can see the track bed on the right, and it's curving around, look, in front. And that is where the line terminated. We've got Hollygate Park over there. That is the recent and still building on there. They are housing development on the former Cotgrave Colliery site. So we are immediately right next to the former railway line, look. So it's pretty cool how we found that track back there as well. It's ever so bright and warm. It's really warming up now. It's a lovely mid-June day. Yeah, so it's curving round, look, and that is where the track probably was 2 or 3 wide, allowing locomotives to run around its workings. So I'm going to crack on up here a little bit more, and I'll see you on the Grantham Canal. Say my goodbye. Okay, I'm back on the Grantham Canal where I'm going to end this video now. And it's absolutely beautiful walk I believe we've been on. Right from sunrise at Radcliffe on Trent by the River Trent to this. Absolutely beautiful. And we've had birdsong all the way as well. So like, subscribe, please comment below and throw some suggestions down there if you can think of anywhere you'd like me to attempt to do. Also a shout out for a good friend of mine that started doing Disused railway videos. It's Borders and Beaching. It's my friend Vic, and she's got 3 collies that she takes on these walks with plenty of aerial footage as well. Just done a really interesting one on the Wye Valley Railway I believe, and I think we've got one up for the Monsell Trail coming along very soon as well. So I'll put the address down the bottom for her and in my description. Just take a look. Some really nice stuff. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care for now, bye bye.